Hi everybody, I'm Shelby and this is 5 Minute Flute. This week we're going to be talking about basic instrument assembly, care, and maintenance. So, first we have to put the flute together. So what we do is we take our head joint, which is the part you blow into, and the body of the flute, which is the biggest part, it has most of the keys, and we take the body and we hold it by this big joint here. And what we want to do is every time we grab the flute, we want to grab it somewhere where there aren't any keys or any rods. Because if you take the body of the flute and you clamp right around, what it eventually does is it bends all of these delicate rods and the mechanism, and it makes it so the keys won't close properly, which leads to having to take it to the shop and get it fixed, and that costs money. So, grab it right here where there aren't any keys, and hold the head joint right around here so you don't mash up that lip plate. That's the lip plate. And when we're putting this together, we want to be very careful not to come at it at an angle. We want to come at it as straight as possible so that we don't create any dents here. Because if we create dents, what it's going to do is it's going to interrupt the airstream, and it's going to make your sound fuzzy. And no matter what you do or how much you try to correct it, it won't sound as good as if it had never been dented. So we come at it as straight as possible, and then very gently, we kind of twist. We don't want to just jam. We twist, and when we're assembling the flute, they all vary, but you're going to need to have the head joint not pushed all the way in. You want to have it pulled out maybe about a quarter to half an inch. And then we take our newly assembled head joint and body, and we add to that the foot joint, which is the last part of the flute. It's smaller, still got some keys on it. And same thing, when we go to put these two together, we don't want to come at them at an angle, right? We want to come at them as straight as possible with a gentle motion. We don't want to bend or dent anything. And when we're assembling this, you see here, we have this rod, and we have this key. We want this rod to be lined up right about with the middle of the key. We don't want to line up these two rods here, because what that does is when you go to play, you have to swing your finger way down to get that key. It's very uncomfortable. So what you do is line up that rod with the middle of that key, and that creates a nice comfortable hand position. On a similar note, when we're assembling the head joint and the body of the flute, where we line up this hole makes a big difference too. Like I said, it varies from person to person and flute to flute, but as a general rule, we want to have the first key here and this hole pretty much in a straight line with each other. They can be bent one way or the other, but we don't want to have it way back or way forward. We want to be pretty much right in line with each other. So, when you're all done playing for the day and it's time to put your flute away, here's what you do. First of all, make sure that you have a cleaning rod and a cleaning cloth. So this is what a cleaning rod looks like. They come in either wood or metal, sometimes plastic, and they have this little slit on the end, and that's where the cleaning cloth goes. What you do is you take your cleaning cloth and just thread it through like a needle, almost. And then take the cloth and just pull it over the end so that you won't scratch up the inside of the flute with the end of that cleaning rod. And then we take our flute and same way, very gently, grabbing only where there are no keys or rods, and just twist it apart. And then swab out the inside of that head joint. The head joint is going to be where most of the condensation from playing is. It's not spit, it's just moisture. And we'll put that in our case. And same thing, grabbing only where there are no keys or rods. You gently twist this apart. And then we can swab out one end of the body of the flute, cleaning rod's not really long enough to get this whole piece in one go. We have to hit both sides. So we go in one side, and then we go in the other side. We put that away. And then finally we clean out that flute joint. And there you have it. So now you know how to keep your flute clean and sounding great. If you liked what you saw, subscribe to my channel, and if you live in the Boston area and you're looking for flute lessons, visit my studio website and send me an email. Have a great week and happy practicing.